6. Fighter 6.
วันนี้นึกไงถึงชวนเนี่ยไม่งั้นคนอื่นเขาจะเล่นแทนไงลืมไปว่าไม่ได้เล่นคลิปนี้นะ
Comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Get into the ring.
An honor to be sure.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen?
Here.
Move.
Starts with a jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Spikes him with free glide. One combo can end this round right now. Oh! Player 1, there's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish KO. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Jumps up. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Jumps. Grabs him. Player 2 needs to use the threat of the court, experiencing burnout. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. Just goes for the level 1 super. What'll happen here? Player 2 is working show of force. Player 2 has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to fires off into normal. Both absolutely refuse. What are you jumping in for? Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Looks to drop them to earth. Decides to meet them in the air. The jump-in is denied. Throws him down. Was well in range to score the throw. Goes air to deny them a chance. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also goes for the super art? Taking stock. Player 1 turned this right around with that super. They break things off to take a quick breather. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Timely side switch there, which will let him go on the attack. Jumps in, knocked down. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Player 1 will have to fight back in there. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round 2. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Good old slap, experiencing burnout. Player 2 chases them down. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. Just brushes that off and keeps going. Smart play with the throw. Both fighters planning something? Oh, got to, just goes for it at this range. Fires off into normal. Going in? Both light and super art gauges are not looking good. Time to grind it out. Side switch in the corner.
Shot fired with tempo!
KO! That was a clinic on how a solid neutral game wins.
เดี๋ยวเป็นตัวก่อนเป็นปุ่ม
comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to get down to it, so let's start the match and see what these warriors are capable of. Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Deal some damage with that quick combo. Decent damage. What's next? Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some juicy damage. Neither of them willing to back off here. Hits with the overhead. Knockdown. Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Can't tech the throw. Torbalan. Heading into the end game now. Picks the air throw. Throwing some shade. This is the perfect range to reach out. Burnout activates. Goes for the super art? Just goes for it at this range. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. This is a critical point of the round where they just need to go for it. Player 1 has depleted their drive game, but they are still within range to win this round. In there! Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Sneaks in above. Who's going to start things off? The opening on that impact. Will they take it? Player 2 steals it back. They're in the groove now, and they're gonna need to keep it up. They break things off to take a quick breather. Out of range, relatively safe. Player 2 will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. Doing some quick planning? They may be planning to spend their drive gauge here. Springs forward with the drive rush. Okay, so you can use drive rushes just like that to launch attacks from much further away. Barely blocks the jump in. A quick breather. The impact doesn't do anything. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. Manages to block the jump-in attack. Fires off the turnover. Their will to win is really being tested here. Cages them in with the love shuka. Player 2 is dominating this match. One chance here may end this match. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Sneaks in the throw. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Perfect execution with the anti-air. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Player 1 needs to wait this out. Side switch. Both top turns out. Player 2, will this super art do anything?
Oh, that's gonna leave a crater!
What's next? A real test of nerves here. A jump? Oh my god, Rock Super!
Made smart use of the game.
Good super! Ransom! Dangerous range here. Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. Quick air to air. They gotta dig down deep. Gotta do better than that. The drive gauge is screaming for more attack. Turns out they don't have any leeway to make a mistake. They are done! Player 2 has gotta be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. This is gonna hurt. Connects with the throw. Jumps in. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Forcefully closes the gap. Anticipates the overlap. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Player 1 chases them down. All right, what's coming up next? They block the overhead, and this is a gigantic life lead. How are they going to deal with this? Reads them. KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in to start the round. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Experiencing burnout. Grabs and throws them away. They're going for the super art. Barely blocks the jump in. This is the grab. Looking to impress with this super. They're thinking of scoring big off this gate. Crowns them from above. Connects with the throw. Both fighters planning something? Player 1 sees the overhead coming. Closing moment.
Hits that with confidence.
That combo finishes it. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Jumps up, a super art. This may turn into a puts the super armor to good use. Baits out the attack and gets the punish counter. Hits back with the drive impact on the recovery. This punish counter presents a huge chance. Player 2 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity.
Shrugs that off.
Player 1 with the rhythm owning that kick.
No! Critical art now.
Closes it out. Player 1 was an absolute beast in that match. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Goes to the air. Big throw. Jumps. Grabs him. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Can they exploit this advantage? Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. Throws them to negate the block. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Knockdown. Life lead is opening up, but that can still be overcome with smart drive use. Brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Scrapping it out up, but experiencing burnout. Player 1 has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range to win them to come from the brink like that? What a comeback!
Round 2.
Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Can't tech the throw? Earlier we saw a nice comeback with some very tough mental fortitude on display. You know the opponent isn't going to forget that. Uses the gauge for the super! They're not playing around here. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. They quickly get back into the corner of the stage. Breaks the block with a throw. Can they create enough distance and flatlines them? Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Jumps him hard. Final round. Who will the fighting game connects with the throw? Taking chunks out of each other here. Ooh, what a smart throw. What now? Perfect execution with the anti-air. And whiff! They're wide open! Okay, here we try to act quickly, but whiff the attack! They're hurt! Big time! Raw super hard impact! Just go for it! The drive impact doesn't work! Fools them and closes it out! Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion! It's not over yet! Best believe it's time for that run back! The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Holds out with a block. Smart throws. That'll do more damage than usual. Player 2 with the life lead. Can they exploit this advantage? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? What's the play here? Blocks the jump in. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. Let's see how they apply their corner pressure in this situation. Goes for the super art? Player 1 is in a tight spot right now. And the throw ends the round. Player 2 sets the tone with that win. Let's see if they can keep it up. Goes for the jump in to start the round. Whiffs with that huge attack. Jumps. Goes for the throw. Knockdown and Player 1 experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to. They're going for the super art? Interdiction. Nothing's gonna save them now. Say goodbye to that life bar. Both fighters planning something? Looking for a chance. The throw missed. A super art puts the super armor to good use. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the court. Will this super art do anything? A real doesn't touch the throw. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. The first round begins. No time to save that stuff for nationals. It's time to go all in. Blocks the jump in. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Starts with a jump in. What's the play here? Throws him down. Steps in for the throw. Neither of them willing to back off here. Taking stock. Player 2 creates a good corner opportunity. Takes a trip. Throws them to negate the block. Three glide. Both fighters are barely hanging in there, but someone's gotta act. They need to capitalize on this drive to stay. Burnout activates. Player 1 in trouble with no drive. Backs them in there. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Immediate jump in. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Jumps. Grabs him. Closes the gap for the grab. Impacts a no-go. Oh! Hits him with a stop and bomb. Both fighters have uses the gauge for a super arm. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Beats them and goes in for the hug. A quick breather. Jumps up, barely blocks the jump-in. Grabs and throws him away. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Still scrapping for control of the space. Were they baiting them into that? Oh my god! Cashes out the cage right there! This is gonna kill, no doubt about it! That amazing never say die attitude got them the win!
Final round.
Here's the final round! The real fight starts now! Meets them air to air! Ooh, what a smart blow! This can lead to some big damage! Torbalon in throws them! Player 2 has the life lead. Can they use it? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. This is a bad situation to be in. Who throws them? How long can this offensive assault continue? Break them! Looking for a hole. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from Stone Cold Embrace? You can't block those. Pump nothing but air. Player 1 walls flat into the guard frame. They're just gonna go for it with the super. Looking for the definitive end to this round with a level 3 super. Does not leave anything to chance with that super finish. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Drops them from the air. Smart play with the throw. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Can they exploit this advantage? Almost had it, but he gets blocked. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Closes the gap for the grab. Can't tech the throw? This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Talk about overextending. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. Well-timed corner switch. Knockdown. Combo with the target combo. Sees it coming and blocks it out. Jumps up, KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Was looking for that jump attack. Throwing some shade. Nails the anti-air. Player 2 did a great job of maintaining their drive gauge during that last round. It's going to be even more important in this next round to keep that up to help strengthen their ground game. At this range, many attacks can connect, pounding them with the Lavshuka. Can they stand the heat? Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Player 1 is in a pretty good situation with the meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. They just made that very tricky combo look. Oh, the throw connects. Dangerous range here. Drops them from the air. Either fighter can use drive. What a finish! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Starts, crowns them from above. It's time for both fighters to lay it all. Solid anti-air. Throws them. Player one took that round comfortably. No need to bring out the big guns yet. They're sitting on a... Ooh, what a smart blow. Okay, here we sets up with the jump in. Escapes the corner. This is gonna hurt. Target combo connects with the throw. Can they use this? Oh, yo, raw super hit. Dangerous range here. Flatline zone. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
A new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Show me everything. Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Starts with a jump in. Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. Knockdown. Got their eye on the air. Decides to meet them in the air. Anything could happen here. Grabs them. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. And the throw ends the round. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Goes for the jump in. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Combo with the target combo. Hits up the counter. This is going to be huge. Grabs and throws them away. Knockdown and saw him coming and goes for the Boris anti-air. Ups the damage on that, pounding them with the Lavchuka. Can they stand the heat? The super doesn't hit. Player one is in a pretty good situation. Drops him hard. Gotta be careful not to whip at this range. Player one will need to... There's a burnout. KO. Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Will we see our fighters fill each other out or just let it fly in this opening round? Well-timed command throws there. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Player one is just about out of drive after that. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. They need to hold out. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Oh, with the grab. Goes for an overhead. Will this super art connect? Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. How will this impact things? Drive gauge finally recovers. The quarter makes it hard to end the throw, ends the round. Player two hits up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Player one had a hard time managing their drive gauge last round, and I'm sure they're aware that they need to start adapting. Grabs them with the embrace. Going in? Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. They decide to take a breather to regroup. Out of range, relatively safe. Player 1 can't use any hit them with a stop and pop. Experiencing burnout, looking to plant him with a pile driver. Knockdown and...
No! Critical art now?
No! Mr. Trent, no escaping that! Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Goes clutch anti-air. Uses the gauge for a super art. The last round. It's now or never. And in, ooh, what a smart blow. Player 1 has a slight life lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. What are they gonna do? Big time whip! Sets up with the jump in. Light connects with the throw. Jumps!
comes a new challenger.
This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Waiting for the opponent to make the first move.
Here. Away.
It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? What are these fighters thinking now? Both sides looking for an opening. What's the play here? Who's going to break the silence first? Jump in finds the mark. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player one can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Throws them to negate the block. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Knockdown. Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? One combo can end this round right now. KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Gets the jump in. Opts for the air-to-air encounter. Boom goes the dynamite. Ups the damage on that by opting to go for the overdrive on. Going in. 3-volt ices them. Looking for a chance. Both fighters planning something? Doing some quick planning? Reads the command grab. It's a good spot to use the super. Opts for the strike ender for the damage. Looking for something after? Player experiencing burnout. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. They return to center stage. Big time whip. Stone cold embrace. You can't block those. Noticeable life with the super doesn't hit. Flatline though. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. A little too greedy there. Player 1 creates a good corner opportunity. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Sticks the jump in. Knockdown takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. The big play does it. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. 3-volt? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 1 spent a chunk of their SA meter and enters the round with a deficit. They've got to be extra careful. We have a super art on deck. Expect to see way more pressure here. This is a turning point. Perfect KO. They were in full control there.
Fight round. Fight.
Immediate jump in. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Big time whip! And eats it! Excellent read! No! This will break him! Player 1 is getting it all on this level 2 super art. Player 1 needs to take advantage. This is gonna hurt. There's a burnout. Both sides getting ready. Jump! What are they gonna do? Hugs nothing but air. All the throw connects. Amazing. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Oh, yo! Raw super here! Breaks through with the throw! Player 2 gets the win in a convincing fashion. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Baits them and goes in for the hug. Paints. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Back throw to get the side switch. What's the play here? Still slugging it out here. Well-timed command throw there. What are they thinking here? Oh, talk about overextending. We've reached the midway point of the round, and both fighters are at about even life. A little too greedy there. Taking stock. Player 1 will have to fight back here without any drive, so they break forward to pressure the opponent. Both fighters are barely alive. 3-volt ices them. This is a prime opportunity to end things, but they decide KO. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. The jump in catches them. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Player 1 will look to apply pressure here, pounding them with the La Chuca. Can they stand the heat? The super doesn't hit. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive experiencing burnout. A quick brief of super art. Player 2 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drive. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna Stone Cold Embrace? You can't block those. Noticeable life lead is a come that's gonna leave him rattled. Fools him and locks him in Embrace. Hugs nothing but air, closes it out. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Open with a jump in. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Hits him with a stop and pop. Looking to plant him with a pile drive. Ups the damage on that by opting to go for the over. Crowns him from above. Forward throw. Laying the pressure on thick. Going wild with the throws in the corner. Player one is dangerously close to running out of... Perfect execution with the anti-air. Both sides getting it all on this level 2 super arm. What were they thinking? Well, uses the teleport. Player one is looking at a grim situation with burnout. Looking for the jackhammer. What now? What? Oh, yo! Ross super here? Oh, the throw connects. What are they gonna do? Okay, here we go. Things are very tense as this exchange continues. Closes it out. Player two made some smart moves there. Great game.
Here comes a new challenger.
Oh, looks like these two have more beef than a Philly cheesesteak.
Round one. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Goes for the throw. Was well in range to score the throw. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Holds out with the block. Taking stock. Was looking for that jump attack. Player one is just about out of drive after that. Adds on a bit extra to that to make takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Opts for the throw to close it out. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Oh, talk about overextending. Can't tech the throw. Takes a trip. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Headbutt. It's a good spot to use the super. Opts for the strike ender for the damage. Looking for something after? Player two has the meter lead. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Player one needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. Drive gauge is almost empty. They gotta be careful. Jumps up. You've gotta be mindful of reach and jump ins at this range. A quick breather. Player one will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Gauges them in with the left shuka. This is a turning point. They gotta turn it around. Barely blocks the jump in. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. KO. Player two took no time to finish that fight. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? The jump in catches them. Sticks the combo. Decent damage. What's next? Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. The drive gauge is completely empty, meaning their ability to block is also weak. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. They need to hold out. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. From up above. Gets the counter hit throw. Takes a trip. Life lead opens up.
we?
A little too greedy. Burnout activates. They're going for the super art?
It feels so.
The quarter makes it up. Closes with the throw. Hitting them with the smart stuff. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Throwing some shade. Just out of range for that throw. The jump in is denied. Ghoul gain control of the match in the early going. That's some big juicy experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Sneaks in above. Grabs and throws them away. You've got to be there going for the super art? Are they dead off this super? It's too close to call. Both fighters gotta roll up those sleeves and think of something. Closes with the throw. Hitting them with the smart stuff. Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow up here? Holds out with the block. Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner, trips him up. Throws him down. All right. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Deftly shuts out the jump in. Knockdown. Blocks the jump in. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. Grabs him. Player 1 needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. The jump in is denied. Knockdown. Goes for the super art. Player 2 chases them down. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Taking stock. The pressure is so intense here. Fires off the turnover. The super doesn't hit. Headbutt. Very solid corner kick, and the throw ends the round. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. They're waiting for the opportunity to bust this match wide open. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Big throws. That throw will do some good damage. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. We're at a standstill, but we may see an eruption soon. Sets up with the jump in. Overhead, but it won't work. Still slugging it out at this range. Doesn't touch the throw. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Denies the jump in. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Opts for the throw. What are they thinking here? Uncomfortable space here. Can they clip each other on the edge? Maintains composure and pushes out of the corner. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Throws them to negate the block. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Decides to spend the meter to open up some more chances. Big throws. All right, what's coming up next? Player 1 in trouble with no drive. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Jumps up. Just out of range for that throw. Heats it up with a combo into super. Both players look for something to work with, but neither are getting the opening they want. They're still feeling each other out. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Smart play with the throw. Takes advantage of the hesitation and gets some good damage in return. Experiencing burnout, looking to plant him with a pile driver. Their life,
Yo, critical art now?
their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Hanging on for dear life.
Stone cold and break. You can't block those.
Can they create enough? What a finish! We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Sets up with the jump in. This is it. This is gonna hurt. This is a bad situation to be in. Puts them in the blender and heats the up. That back row was huge. Scrambling here to avoid that corner. Gets the counter. The overhead denied. Target overhead attack. Throws them. Looking for a hold. Breaker. Player 2 has the super gauge advantage. Connects with the throw. Amazing. Either fighter can use drive now. Portable line incoming. Fools them and locks them and then breaks. It is over. I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. This is gonna hurt. Looking to plant him with a pile drive. Jump. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. Managing the drive gauge well here can open up a lot of good chances for them later in the round. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. From up above, gets Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Definitely answers the air attack. You always look up when they're cornered. Burnout activates. Player 1 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Looking to plant him with a pile drive. Going in. Jumps up. Headbutt. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Stone cold and break. You can't block those. Player 1 needs to use their drive moves to have any chance of a comeback. Noticeable life lead. Is a comeback still possible? Crowns them from above. What now? Wrong critical. What's gonna happen?
Meaningless efforts.
This is gonna kill. No doubt about it. What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Open with a jump in. This is it. Who's gonna take it all? Riegler. Player 2 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. Oh, the throw connects. Player 2 with a slight lead. Will they capitalize? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Big time win. Reach out and hug them. Oh, here we go. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. There's a burnout. Not in range for the throw. Connects with the throw. Amazing. A real test of nerves here. What'll be the... They are done! Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us.
A new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Still slugging it out here. All right. Goes for the throw. Steps in for the throw. I wonder how both fighters will adapt to what we've seen so far. With the life gap opening up. In there! Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 1 needs to use the threat of the corner here. They gotta be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. Looking to impress with this super. Going in. Player 2 is working with a better game. What can they do with it? What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. But this is gonna hurt. Kenobo! Ooh, they're gonna feel that. Here we go. Revolt? What now? Break through with the throw. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this one. Crowns them from above. Final round, just like Big Papa. Player, nothing stops this train. Player 1, there's a burnout. Oh, that throw did some juicy damage. Taking chunks. No! Run off the wall! Send them to another dimension. This might be raw super art incoming. What were they thinking? A wheel takes them for a ride on the Thunderbird. What a finish! Player 1 is a force to be...
Comes a new challenger.
Our fighters are ready to lay it all on the line.
Round 1. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? They gotta escape from the corner before the pressure builds up. Puts one in the pocket. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Knockdown. What's their game plan here at this critical stage? Player 2 can't afford to get hit again, but still has it. Goes for the super art? Go get some. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Medium kick. Are we going to see System with a stopping block? Throws a fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. Did well to get the buff in there. There's a wall splash. They can't do anything now. Player 1 will need to put experiencing burnout. Gets a risky buff in. Medium kick hits. Are they going to be able to anti-air in the clutch? Still scratching flatlines on. Player 1 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. From up above, throws them to negate the block. It's a normal hit, but they get in there. Now they get pushed into the corner, where it's going to be very difficult to escape. Player 2 is in burnout. Drives off the table. They need to hold out. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Okay, they trade hits. Both of them have entered burnout state, which will drastically change their approach to the fight. Can't tech the throw? In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? Oh God, this is tense. You've gotta be mindful of KO. Player 2 with a big first round pickup. Can they close it out? Aerial Tatsu. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 2 experiencing burnout. Just goes for it at this range. The Thunderbird strikes true. A super art.
Bring in the heat!
Level 3 super. Bending that meter like it's nobody's business. They're thinking of scoring big off this cage use. Hanging on for dear anti-air in the clutch. Player 2 will look to apply pressure. Sneaks in the throw. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Aerial Tatsu. Checks him with the projectile. Blocks the jump in. Player 1 with the life lead. They've got a small life lead, but it's not over. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Deftly shuts out the jumper. The quarter makes it hard. Oh! Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Brings out the super art. How is this gonna work out for them? Alright, what's coming up next? Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. I can't keep track of these corner switches. Taking stock. Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can KO! Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. This is gonna be bad news. Nails the anti-air. Player 1 did a great job of reading their opponent up close that last round. Can they keep the momentum? There's the drive impact that's going to lead to a juicy punish counter. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Wrong critical. What's gonna happen? Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical art to deal the cash money damage they need. A quick breather. Throws a fireball. Drops in with a Tatsu. Connects with the throw. Their spacing is so on point right now. But who's gonna blink first? Player throws them. What now? Both of them back off. They may be knocked them out of the air. Big gauge difference here, and both fighters are almost done. Too far for the front. What a finish! Player 1 gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Comes a new challenger.
We're in for something special right here, right now.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. Checking their opponent. Gets a chance with that jump. Good anti-air. Goes for the command grab. Lots of aggression from both sides. Stands firm and blocks the drive impact. Drive impact is blocked, but takes a bite out of the drive gauge to apply some pressure. Impacts are no-go. You can block impacts, but you're gonna lose some drive gauge when you do. Can they convert this punish counter opportunity into something? That drive impact is blocked. Brushes off the impact. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. KO. Player 1 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Anything could happen here. Jumps up. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. brushes off the impact. Forcefully closes the gap. Time's the only thing moving here. Somehow looking to plant him with a pile driver. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player 1 can't use any drive moves without experiencing burnout. Taking him up with the level 2 super, Thunderbird. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. Looking for a chance. Knocked them out of the air. They've got a full stack of wind to play with here. Drive impact misses. Life lead is there, but still any target locked and scoop. This is a critical moment. 20 seconds left on the clock. Feel that pressure. They're running out of time. Impact squashed. Looking for a hole. Jump. Both of them back off. They may be preparing for the final exchange. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Escapes the round by the skin of their teeth. Player 1 just posterized their opponent. It's not over yet. Let's believe it's time for that run back. Immediate jump in. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. Knockdown. That was a solid anti-air. Consistent anti-air is huge because shutting down the air game will let you dictate the pace of the match much easier. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Reads that. That drive impact is blocked. Not shy with the grab. Player 1, target locked and scooped. Both are just hanging on by a thread. Burnout activates. Thunderbird ends the round with a sick combo. Amazing. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Reads them. This fight is just looking to plant him with a pile driver. Player 2 is working with a better hits him with a stop and pop. Going in, looking for a chance. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves now. Buffs up. Blocks the impact. Jumps. A super art.
Are you serious?
Good heads-up decision opting for the drive impact. Hooks him. This is going to deal some big damage. Their spacing is so on point. Hits him with a stop and pop. Looking to plant him with a pile driver. You need guts to pull that off. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. It's time for both fighters to lay it all on the line. Blocks the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. The match just started. It's anyone's game. Goes for the jump in. Both fighters planning something? Medium kick. Looking for a chance. Oh my god, they just choked it up. Handle with care. You can't drop drive impacts. Sets up with the jump in. A super art? Excellent read. Picks up the counter. This is going to be huge. Condor wins max out. Dangerous range here. Buffs while they're blinking. Knocked them out of the air. Rolled up above. The drive impact doesn't work. Crowns them from above. A jump. Big time whip. No, this will break them. Okay, here we go. Pro Fighter pumps the brakes on the impact. Here comes the boom. This Thunderbird's gonna sting. I can't but oh my god, they just choked it up. Are you kidding me? Player 2 is gonna be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. The drive impact doesn't work. They quickly get back and there's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Oh, what's this? The punish counter gives them a great opening here to do big damage. Player 1 in that dangerous burnout state. Can they outlast it? Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. This is a tough spot. Decides to buff up while they can. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Life lead opens up. Knockdown. Gets him. Player 2 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Did well to get the buff in there. Will gain control of the match in the early going. Early round decisions are so important to set the tone. Brushes that off and keeps going. Watch out! Typhoon coming through! What'll happen here? Scrapping it out up close. Jumps in. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. Player 1 hits a good spot to use a super. Knockdown and experiencing burnout. Target locked and scooped. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Pokes with a medium kick. Hits him with a stopping block. Ends the meter, hoping for a good return. Going for the conclusive kill with that super. What a move. It's too much. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Did well to get the buff in there. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Ooh, will they hit, whiff, or even charge in? Tricky territory here. Condor Wind is fully stocked now. Lily's neutral game is now even more dangerous. That drive impact is blocked. Player 1 is just about out of drive after that. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Decides to buff up while they can. Will this super art connect? Not shy with the grab. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or be looking to plant them with a pile driver? Player 1 is gonna have to wait for that drive gauge. Can they stick it out? They don't need to go. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Player finishes with the throw. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Sees it coming and blocks it out. Forcefully closes the gap. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Uses the target combo as a filler. Target lock and scoop. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Watch out! Typhoon coming through. Going in. Jumps in. Tomahawk punch. A real tempo. Yo! Rock super hit. Experiencing burnout. Life. No! This will break. It's too much. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Decides to buff up while they can. No good up high. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. What's the play here? A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Goes for the low kick. Picks up some damage with a long reaching attack. Condor Wind is fully stocked now. Lily's neutral game is now even more dangerous. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. Time's the only thing moving here. Player 1 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Their super art KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Reads them. Early round decisions are so looking to plant them with a pile driver. Player 2 has tomahawk bust going in. Jumps in. Oh, they're in the corner now. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Double lariat and now. That's a counter. Raw super hard incoming. This is gonna kill. No doubt about it.
Let's go!
You need guts to pull that off. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match gonna go? How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? They get the distance they want. Let's see their approach. The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 1 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Reads them. Life lead opens up. Takes a trip. Very solid tomahawk buster. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. Player 1 in trouble with no drive. This is looking to plant him with a pop KO. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Are we going to see some fireworks here? Jumps, target lock, and scoop. Player 2 has a slight life lead. There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Oh, says no to the impact. The throw missed. Bumps up. This is gonna be bad news. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. We have super arts on deck. If they're going for the super art, that's not gonna hit. Checks with a medium kick. Mexican typhoon! Turning them inside out and throwing them into the spin cycle. How did they anticipate that jump in? Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Will we see our fighters fill each other out or just let it fly in this opening round? Got their eye on the air. Wow, shut down. Does a good job of pushing back. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Did well to get the buff in there. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistake. Super art? That's not gonna hit. Looking to plant him with a pile. That slight doubt is all it took. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They book target locked and scoop. Player 2 has a slight life lead that they may sit on. Time to sit on the lead. Jumps. You brushes that off and keeps going. Watch out! Typhoon coming through. A quick breather. Gets the jump in. You can open up chances to do big damage by baiting something out, getting that opening, and then jumping in. Player 2 can't use any drive moves. Burnout activates. A super art? Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Going for the conclusive kill with that super. What a move! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Reads them. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Absorbs the attack and fires back. Big counter. All right, what's coming up next? Not shy with the grab. That slight doubt is all it took. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? What's their game plan?
Burnout activates.
Fights out of the corner, back to the... They're going for the super art? Goes end to end with a breathing hop. Nice damage. Player 1 in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive game. Now's the time. Player 2 is in a pretty good situation with a meter advantage. What separates the good from the great in this game is smart gauge management. Jumps in. Big time whip. And they create an opportunity for themselves to seal the deal. Raw super art incoming. Goes for the jackhammer on the cyclone lariat. Prioritizing the side switch over damage. Player 2 can't... No! Stunned off the flatline though. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Jumps! Hits up the counter. This is going... Hugs nothing but air. Super art to show off what a PhD and fighters can do for you. Player 1 is in a very good... That's gonna leave him rattled. Reach out and hug him. Amazing. Player 2 just like Big Papa. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Turns out. Player drives it back, misses. Looking for the jackhammer. Tinkas tries to act quickly but whiffs the attack. It is over. Player 1 was definitely sweaty during that well-earned win.
You're mine! You're mine! You're mine! Sora! You're mine! I am coming for you! You're mine! No way! You're mine! You're mine! You're mine! You're mine! Force! Dynamite! You're mine! I am coming for you! Yeah! You're mine! Force! Dynamite! You're mine! You're mine! Yeah! You're mine! You're mine! Sora! You're mine! You're mine! Force! Dynamite! Street Fighter 6